It's been 6 months since I got my adult braces at the age of 28, and let me tell you that the journey has been anything but boring, so let's get into it. Before we start, I just want to say welcome back to the BeSoGuud channel, where we're all about elevating ourselves from the inside out. This is my third braces update video, so if you haven't checked out month 1 and month 2, I'll make sure to have them linked down in the description in my braces playlist. But without further ado, let's get into the 6-month recap. Starting off with some unexpected braces drama, because of course we have to start with the good stuff. And first, I just want to say I can't believe it's been 6 months. Technically, I am a quarter of the way through my treatment. I was told I was going to get 2 years of braces. Still hoping that I will be able to shorten that, as I've been wearing my rubber bands, which I chose to wear in my video today, so you can see that yes, I am still wearing rubber bands. But to get into a little bit of the drama, a few weeks ago, or right before my 6-month checkup appointment with my ortho, I started to feel a little bit of pain in one of my back molars, which the moment that this started happening, I was like, oh no, here we go. Because the exact place where I was feeling it is a molar that I've had issues with in the past. It's one where I've had really deep fillings in that have actually fallen out in the past, and I've had to get it refilled a couple times. And the last time that I got it, well, the last 2 times that I got it refilled, I was told by the dentist that it is a pretty big filling and that there may be a chance that I will need a root canal on that tooth. She said that the filling could fix it and maybe I wouldn't have any more symptoms, or it could be that down the line I started to have flare-ups again and I would potentially, very likely, need a root canal in the future. So when I started feeling it in that tooth, I was mortified, because of course I was like, of course it's the root canal tooth. And I've had aches and pains, obviously, as anyone, if you're watching this and you have braces or you're thinking about getting adult braces, you know that the pain comes and goes, especially around your adjustments. But I was feeling it really in that specific area, a lot of sensitivity to the heat and the cold. So I decided to go to my dentist right before I had my ortho appointment, because of course I ChatGPT'd it and I looked it up online because I was curious, can you even get a root canal with braces on? Like, how does that work? And based on my research, yes, it's possible, but they do need to remove the wires and the bracket on that tooth, and then they can't put it back on again for a couple months. So I was like, oh no, I really hope that this is not the case. Regardless, I went to my dentist 2 days before my ortho appointment, and he did some imaging and he looked at everything, and yes, he confirmed that it was the tooth that I thought it was, which again, I was like, ugh, why? But that's just unfortunately the way that it is. However, he did tell me that there was no infection, nothing was going on, and that he really recommended that if the symptoms weren't bad, which they're not yet, luckily, that he would actually try to continue with the braces treatment, because it's such a hassle to get a root canal if you're not having really severe symptoms or anything that is really bothering you, because it would have to be taking them off, not putting them back on for a while. So he was like, it could be that it's just the motion of the teeth moving around that is overly sensitizing that tooth that has a filling very close to like the nerve or the pulp. But he really looked at the image and said I should be fine, that obviously if things were to progress and get worse, that I can always come back in and we can reassess and I can always get a root canal if that ends up being the case. But I was very happy to hear that at least for now, I don't need a root canal. I'm still having a little bit of sensitivity to heat and cold on that tooth, but it doesn't linger, it doesn't stay, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. And of course, when I went to my follow-up 2 days after, I filled in my ortho with everything that the dentist said, and she also had the same concerns, and she just said, we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. Hopefully we can get through everything without you needing a root canal, but if we come to that moment, it will be what it'll be. And also, to add a little other factors to her plate, I filled her in that I am taking an international trip. I'm going back home to Argentina for most likely around 7 weeks, and I am planning on making videos while I am there, so definitely know that those will be coming in the near future. But as soon as I filled her in on my trip, she made some adjustments to the treatment plan. She changed my wire, and I am seeing her one more time before I leave, at which point she also had to change what she originally thought she was going to do, thinking that she was going to be able to see me 6 weeks from my last appointment. But I told her I might be leaving in 4 and then I won't see you again for another 7 to maybe maybe 8, which isn't ideal, but I have had appointments that have 7 weeks in between, again, just because it is adult braces. So always make sure you communicate with your ortho around these things so that you can plan your appointments accordingly, and they can make sure that your treatment plan is up to date with whatever factors you have going on in your life. Hopefully everything will be smooth sailing while I'm abroad in Argentina. Worst case scenario, I do have access to an ortho over there, but of course I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly and that I don't need to have any emergency ortho appointments while I am abroad. Now for our next point, for treatment updates and bands, I did, like I said, get my wire changed. I mean, I think I get my wire changed every appointment, but she let me know that this time they changed it to a thicker wire, which definitely created a little bit more pressure and just sensitivity and soreness the couple days after I saw her. And also we did update my rubber bands. So if you've seen any of my other 2 videos, you know that I have actually had rubber bands. I'll come closer to the camera, in the form of a triangle on both sides. However, when I've had my rubber bands up until this point, so essentially 6 months, I have had, what I didn't know, but I have had medium rubber bands on both sides doing the triangles. But this appointment, because my left side, which you'll see here, which is kind of my problem side, because it is higher, and I'll try to insert some photos so you can actually see how much it has come down. But this side is a little higher than my quote unquote good side, I like to call it. So this time around, she actually gave me 2 packets of rubber bands, you're gonna see here, and we did label them. These are my left rubber bands, and then these are my right side rubber bands. And the difference is that now my left rubber bands are heavy. You're gonna see that it says heavy right there. And my right side rubber bands are still medium. So even when I come closer, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but my left side bands are thicker, and for some reason they're a lot more yellow, which I don't like, but it is what it is. And then these ones are a lot thinner and a little bit whiter. And basically, obviously, as the name says, the left side are now heavier, so it's really pulling on the teeth to kind of come down and keeping it balanced with this side, but making sure that this side isn't pulling as hard as my left side because my left side is a little bit higher. So those are my updates when it comes to the treatment plan. And like always, I got my rubber bands, my colors removed. I got the pearl clear on the top like I always do. I am still way too scared to get colors. If you're someone that gets colors, let me know what your experience has been. Do you prefer the colors? What's your favorite color that you like? Maybe it makes your teeth look whiter. I don't know. I see colors on people and I think a lot of the times that it does look really cute, but I'm so scared that I'm gonna pick a color that I hate and then I'm gonna have to have that color for like 6 weeks without being able to change it. So I've just stuck to plain clear, even though, like I've said in the past, they do stain, especially if you're a coffee or a mate drinker like myself. And then of course we went plain Jane and simple on the bottom, and we got silver. Once again, tried and trusted color combination for me. So now I want to share some progress photos and just some extra thoughts now that we have hit the half-year mark. And I have to say, I am so happy with the progress that I'm seeing. My teeth feel and look so much straighter. My bite has also gotten significantly better. I remember, and I'm not really sure that you can see this in the photos, but my back of like my left side, like my molars used to not touch at all. And now when I close my mouth, they touch. Everything feels like it's making points of contact where it's supposed to be. And if you're gonna see in the photos, everything was very crooked, especially on the left side of my face. Everything was like high and twisted, and now I feel like everything is coming down. And even just smiling across, I can see that the wire is straight. When I first got my braces on, the wire was like a mountain and it was doing all weird things. It did not look straight, and it does now. So I am super happy about that, and the fact that my bite has also been keeping up and shifting as well. Let this be your push if you are someone that has been considering getting adult braces. It will be so worth it. I promise you, like I've said in all my other videos, I know it's scary. It's not something you want to see on yourself. You're not really sure. You think it's not that common, which I've come to find out because of my first 2 videos that adult braces are actually very common. And also, side note, my dad is also going to be getting adult braces. Hi dad, if you're watching this. I actually do want to do a little mate chat or a video with him when I am in Argentina, and he gets adult braces at the age of, I want to say, I should know his age, I want to say 57, 58. Hopefully I'm right. But if you're curious to see what that's like for him, I want to have him come on a video because I think it will be so fun to have me, a 28-year-old, at that point maybe 29, and then my dad, who will also have braces and have his own experience with it. And then we can kind of share our thoughts and just our experience as a father and daughter. So if that's something that you think would be fun or you would get any value from, definitely let me know in the comments so that I can push him to hopefully make that video with me. Anyway, another thing that I've really been trying to make a conscious effort now is to drink my caffeine and everything that's staining with a straw. I was really lazy about this for honestly the first 6 months, but now I've noticed truly, again, especially if you have ceramic braces like I do on the top and you wear clear rubber bands, they do really stain so easily and so quickly if you're a huge caffeine drinker like myself. I have found, however, that if I am a little bit more diligent about drinking my coffee and my mate with a straw, it does help the staining not happen as quickly and hold me over for my next ortho appointment. So definitely try to make an effort. If that is something that is bothering you, it can be really helpful. And also another thing that I found is that for some reason, flossing has gotten so tedious recently. I don't know if it's just because I've been more tired or because I'm so used to having braces now that I've kind of pushed it to later in my routine at night, and that is a huge mistake. Although there are great flossing tools, and I'll make sure to also have all my braces must-haves linked down below in my ShopMy, where I have everything that has helped me keep up with my oral hygiene for these 6 months and for the foreseeable 1.5 years. But flossing, you really want to do flossing when you're fully awake. You don't want to skip out on it. It's so important to upkeep your oral hygiene while you have braces on, especially as an adult, if you want to avoid any gum issues or gum recession and just bacteria, cavities, other things that you just don't want to deal with on top of already having to have braces and pay for braces. So make sure that you have your little dental hygiene routine that works for you and stick to it. So yeah, that's it for my 6-month adult braces update. Thank you so much for following along. And just a quick note, while I am sharing my braces journey on my channel, it is not really what my channel is about. However, if you are into feeling your best and you're into all things wellness, lifestyle, skincare, and healthy habits, then this channel is the space for you. And I would love for you to stick around and hit like and subscribe. But if you are only here for the braces updates, then no hard feelings at all. I just want to be transparent about what you can expect going forward if you choose to subscribe. And either way, I am so grateful to have you here, and I hope to catch you in one of my next videos that YouTube thinks you'll love here next.